One Piece, there are hundreds of different devil fruits, each granting the users extraordinary abilities and power. But did you ever wonder which devil fruits are the absolutely strongest in the entire series? Well, you're gonna find out today, as we'll be explaining the top 20 strongest devil fruits in One Piece. And let's start with the one most of you probably forgot about, the Doku Doku no Mi, eaten by Impel Down's warden, Magellan. This Paramecia-type devil fruit allows Magellan to produce and control poison, and even grants him immunity to it. Although it sometimes looks like Magellan can also transform his body into poison like Logia users, that's not really the case, as he can only create poison from his body and not transform into it. Magellan was shown using this devil fruit in many unique ways, like traveling through prison by creating poison tubes, covering himself with a thick layer of poison, or using it as a shield, or even creating big monsters out of poison, such as hydras or demons. During the pre-time skip, Doku Doku no Mi seemed unstoppable, and Magellan was able to defeat many strong fighters with ease, like Luffy and Blackbeard. This fruit doesn't really have any major weaknesses, but the user has to be careful while using it next to his allies, as he could accidentally poison them if he loses control. Number 19. Mori Mori no Mi. Mori Mori no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit that allows the user to create, control, and transform into flora. It was eaten by Aramaki, better known as Admiral Green Bull. Unlike most other Logia devil fruits, this fruit turns the user into a solid element instead of a fluid. This means that the user is unable to let attacks pass through their body, though said attacks are still harmless to them as they can simply regenerate from wounds like any other Logia. In case the user's entire body is destroyed at once, they'll simply regenerate by spouting out of the ground like a plant. During combat, Green Bull utilizes this fruit primarily to restrict targets, either wrapping vines around them or capturing them with underground root tentacles. So far, the only known weakness of this devil fruit is fire, but even that can be nullified, as with enough training, the user can make his body fireproof. Although we don't have much information about this fruit, as we've only seen Green Bull fight once, it's certainly powerful enough to earn a place on this list. 18 more incredibly powerful fruits are left, and let's continue with Fire Logia, the Meta Meta no Mi. Meta Meta no Mi was initially wielded by Ace, but after his death, it was eaten by his brother, Sabo. In addition to the usual Logia abilities, it also burns an opponent if they try to physically harm the user, while most other Logias the attack would just phase through. This devil fruit is really strong offensively, with the user being able to unleash devastating fire-based attacks and use flames to increase the force of physical strikes. This is best seen in Ace's signature Fire Fist attack, which greatly increases the size of his fist and turns it into fire. Despite its aggressive attacking power, the Meta Meta no Mi is unable to win against certain other Logia powers, like Smoke or Ice for example, as their clash would just go on indefinitely with no clear winner. However, an even worse counter to this fruit is Akainu's Magu Magu no Mi, which completely overpowers it due to magma being hotter than fire. Before we continue, there's one bonus devil fruit I'd like to cover, the Sub Sub no Mi, a special devil fruit that allows me to make anyone subscribe to the channel. Go on, click it. Anyway, the next up is Hobi Hobi no Mi, a Paramecia-type devil fruit eaten by sugar that allows the user to transform living people into toys by touching them and erasing memories of their existence from others. As if that's not powerful enough, it also allows the user to create a contract with the victims, forcing them to follow their every order. In addition, victims appear to lose their physical strength when becoming toys, being limited to the capacities of whatever body they now may have. However, if the victims were skilled fighters before becoming toys, that fighting knowledge is still retained. The user can take advantage of this by commanding toys that were skilled warriors in their true form to protect them. Although this fruit is ridiculously powerful, it has a few weaknesses. For example, killing or knocking the user unconscious will immediately cancel all transformation and memory modification effects. Also, the user needs to be very careful when creating contracts with the victims, as those can be easily exploited via loopholes. Number 16. Zushi Zushi no Mi. Zushi Zushi no Mi is a Paramecia-type devil fruit that allows the user to manipulate gravity. It was eaten by Isho, better known as Admiral Fujitora. Using this fruit's abilities, Fujitora can move pretty much anything, ranging from debris to massive battleships. The range of this gravity field appears to be incredibly big, as it can even pull down meteors from outer space. Fujitora was also shown capable of canceling Earth's natural gravity, which allows him to simulate flight. We've seen this when he made himself fly on a small rock and levitate alongside his men on a ship. Fujitora's signature technique during combat is called Gravity Blade, and using it, he can channel gravitational forces through his sword and unleash them simply by moving his weapon. He used this during the Dressrosa arc against Don Quixote pirates, pinning them to the ground and creating a huge hole. However, even this power is not impeccable, as gravity can be disrupted by attacking Fujitora, as shown when Zoro used a projectile slash to interrupt the Admiral, enabling him to escape. Additionally, some people can resist gravity if they're physically strong enough to maintain a hold of their current location. I don't know about you guys, but it's crazy to me that there are 15 fruits left that are even stronger than this one. Number 15. Goro Goro no Mi. Goro Goro no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit that allows users to manipulate and turn into lightning. It was eaten by an L, and according to Robin, it's one of the few powers touted as invincible. As pure lightning, an L is intangible and can let most attacks phase through him harmlessly. By fully turning into electricity, he can also move at lightning speed, allowing him to zip in and out of sight, cross large distances instantaneously, and overtake any fleeing target. The most interesting thing about this devil fruit is that the user can even restart their own heart with electricity should they need to. Even by Logia standards, this fruit seems remarkably strong, possibly because of the sheer destructive power of lightning as an element. While pretty much unstoppable, the Goro Goro no Mi's ability does have a unique weakness in the form of rubber, which makes whoever ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi its natural enemy. All of Enel's lightning attacks had zero effect on Luffy, and Luffy's physical blows could completely bypass Enel's intangibility. Another possible counter to this fruit would be Haki, but as Enel was a pre-time skip villain, we don't really know how effective Haki would be against him. Number 14. Nikyu Nikyu no Mi. The Nikyu Nikyu no Mi is a Paramecia-type devil fruit eaten by the former warlord Bartholomew Kuma. The first and foremost ability of this fruit is that the user can push virtually anything they touch into bubbles. This includes both tangible things like people and objects, but also intangible things such as hollows, pain, and even memories. These bubbles can later be stored and accessed by anyone who touches them, causing that person to feel whatever was stored inside them. We first saw this when Zoro offered to consume all of Luffy's pain from the bubble in order to save his life. This fruit also offers the user an incredible defense during combat, allowing them to deflect any attack. They can also perform offensive maneuvers, such as repelling the air around them at very high speeds. These attacks are so powerful that they can even leave paw-shaped imprints on rocks. One major weakness of this fruit is that the user can only activate it using his bare hands, meaning if the user's hands are occupied or is caught off guard, they will